Hello. The topic of this conversation is why affirmations don't work and how to make them. So the reason I'm making this video is because a few days ago I had a client and she said she was doing a Bob Proctor course. It was going to take her about a year to get through the course. And she said it was quite hard work, but part of the course was actually making affirmations. And she said the affirmations weren't working. And I said, they don't. Affirmations don't work. Typically, they don't work. And then I explained to her what she needed to do and she got her results. So the theory of affirmations is that what you do is you make an I statement to yourself and you say like, I am beautiful, I am healthy, I live at 46 Utopia Street in Surfers Paradise, and you write it down and you put it on these little yellow stickers and you stick it on the mirror and on the wall, and you repeat these affirmations to yourself in the morning when you get up, and you repeat them throughout the day before you go to bed. I am beautiful, I am beautiful, I am beautiful. And typically doesn't work. And so I'm going to show you how to get them to work. See, just say it to yourself. Say, I am beautiful, I am beautiful. And typically you'll get a voice which says, no, you're not, you're a piece of shit. There will be some objection will come up from the unconscious mind. And then you have to have a look at the reasons you're actually making the affirmations to yourself in the first place. You know, if you need to affirm to yourself that you're beautiful, well, it says something, it's not right in your life, something you need to deal with. And if you're not healthy, you know, you need to deal with that, you know. And you might want to live in $1 million mansion at 46 Utopia Parade, but going out to 46 Utopia Avenue, Surfers Paradise, and just looking at that place and just imagining what it would be like to walk in that door, and imagine what it would be like to, you know, go to sleep in the place and get up in the morning and walk out in the morning. You can imagine that all you like. And it's really not going to do anything at all. And it's not really that productive. So what's the solution? Well, I'm going to give you a solution. I'm going to give you a number of steps. So we start out with question statements and commands. So when we think to ourselves, when we talk to other people, it's in the structure of questions, statements, and commands. So we say to little Johnny, you know, what do you want to do today? It's a question. And he says, I don't know. So you say, well, think. Just think of what you could do today. And he goes, oh, we could go to the beach. Maybe we could go to the park, play with the dog. Or we could go over to Grand's place. And so he's making statements. So then you say, which one do you want? Which one do you want to do? Which is a question. He goes, oh, I don't know. I don't know what I want to do today. So you give him a command. You say, choose one. And he goes, all right, well, let's go to the beach. And you say, good, okay. So go get your gear together, get your backpack and go and get in the car. I'll be out there in a moment. And then you go get your gear and you go out in the car and you say to him, you did good. It's a statement, but it's telling him something. It's a command. You did good. That was really good. And so he gets to feel, oh, I did good. So then he might go, I did good. But he said, I did good because somebody said that he did good. So question statements and commands. So then you get your affirmation, I am beautiful. As I said before, if you're having to say that, indicates something's not right in your life, you need to deal with that. But you might say to yourself, you are beautiful. So if you say you are beautiful to yourself, in the same way that you might say you are beautiful to somebody else, but now it's like you're saying it to yourself. And if it's like if you can give, as if somebody else is saying that you give prestige to. Because one person might say you're beautiful and you go, oh, that's nice. And somebody else says you're beautiful and you go, oh. wow, that means so much to me. It's like, yeah. And so you've got to try and find a way to use those submodalities, those submodality distinctions. And like you're also doing a second position shift at the same time. So you say to yourself, you are beautiful, you're doing good, you're great. And you can take those statements as like, okay, we'll just move on a bit. So when you're saying that, the unconscious mind is listening. See, the unconscious mind is like a silent part, is always with you, will do absolutely anything that you should ask as long as you should ask away. The unconscious mind's always listening. It's always listening to your thoughts. Unconscious mind is actually like a part of your thoughts. So now say to yourself, take a deep breath. Just say, take a deep breath. I take a deep breath. And then say, take a deep breath again. Take a deep breath. Now say yawn. Just say yawn. Just say yawn. And then you find yourself yawning. It's really interesting. You're making these suggestions to your unconscious mind, and the unconscious mind is responding. Now, I wrote this up in my book, God, the Greatest Misunderstanding in the Mystery of Mankind. It's on pages 37 to 39. So you might want to check that out because it's really, really interesting. You make a suggestion to your unconscious mind to take a deep breath and your body breathes. Takes a deep breath. You make a suggestion to yawn and you yawn. What does that tell you something? What does it tell you? It tells you that everything you're saying to yourself, your unconscious mind's listening and is acting upon. But as we said with the questions, statements, and commands, you've got to do it in the right way. You've got to do it in a way that works for you. And so you might say to yourself, well, you could say, well, as I said, you are beautiful. But you could say, see yourself getting involved in some activities which would help you to feel good about yourself. It's a bit long-winded way, but it means that there has to be some conditions in a way that need to be met in order for you to feel beautiful. There has to be some conditions that need to be met in order for you to say, I'm healthy. There has to be some conditions that need to be met in order for you to say, I live at 46 Utopia Street in Surfers Paradise. There has to be some conditions that need to be met. So you need to know what those conditions are. So then this brings us to our present state desired outcome model. So what you do is you write down, you list, make some notes about your present state. So you can see I use these big pieces of paper. It's fish and chip shop paper, which is folded over. It's just a nice size. And then I start on the left-hand side and I make notes of the present state, the present situation. Then over here in the top right-hand corner, I put, this is my desired outcome, which could be, say, for December 2018. Then you make a few notes of who you will be, what you will have, what you will be experiencing. So that's where you put your desired outcomes there. And then you've got your steps and stages in between. And then down here in the bottom right corner, I have my task, my to-do list. My task list, the to-do list, what I've got to do. So your desired outcome, it's like, what would your desired outcome look like, sound like, feel like? You got to get it, what specifically would it look like, sound like, feel like? When specifically do you want it? Where do you want it? With whom do you want it? So you got to contextualize it. And then you get into your steps and stages, which is what you've got to put across the paper. And so you might make, and these are on my website, so you can copy them down. So the questions are, do you know what to do? Do you know what to do to get from your present state to your desired outcome? If you don't know what to do you know somebody who can help you with that? So you look for a who. And then is this process, is it self-initiated and maintained? That means, are you solely responsible for doing what's necessary in order to achieve the outcome? Now, let's say, for example, you want to live at 46 Utopia Street, Surfers Paradise, in this $1 million mansion. You might go and buy a lotto ticket, but that's not self-initiated and maintained. You actually have to do something. You can't rely upon luck or some external variable like that. And then can you do whatever you need to do, those steps and stages? Can you do it? Can you do it? If you don't know, if you can't do it, do you know somebody who can help you? And have you done this before? And do you know the steps and stages? If you don't know the steps and stages, once again, it's like, do you know where you can find the steps and stages? Can you get it off the internet, or can you find somebody who knows the steps and stages? And then you've got to formulate like an action plan to get from your present state to your desired outcome. Then you have to have a way to monitor your progress. And these future selfing exercise sheets are really quite useful, because what you can do is you work on it and you come back day after day, and till you get somewhere, and then I tear it off and I start a new one. And they're really good to be able to go back and see what goals you set for yourself, what actions you took, what suggestions and affirmations you made, and then how much what you actually achieved. So you have to have some way to monitor your progress. Then you've got to have a way to deal with the interferences. So interferences can be internal, from your own thought processes, from whatever is going on. And then interferences from the outside world, from the people. And then do you have the resources? Do you have the external resources? Like, do you have the money and the people and the things, etc., that you need to get yourself from there to there? And then do you have the internal resources? Do you have what it takes in order for you to actually take those steps, take those actions, such that you, at the end of the day, you get to go, yeah, I am beautiful. You go, yeah, you're really beautiful, Abby. You're really doing good, you know? Yeah, you're fit, strong, and healthy. You're out there, and hey, now you're living in 46 Utopia Street and Surfers Paradise. Whoa! So you've got to have those steps as stages, and then in place. And then it's like, before you go to sleep, you know, your brain waves are dropping from beta down into alpha and then down into theta. You get the hypnagogic state. And then you review the day. In your mind, you just review just what you did in the day. And you look at what you didn't do right. And you might say, don't do that again. You won't do that. You won't do that again. It's a command, you know. And then you extract the positive learnings from the day, what you did right, etc. And then you put it into the future. You do a future pace. And then you see yourself tomorrow doing what you want to be doing. And this is where you say to yourself, I. And so you might start out with, tomorrow I'm going to get up really early, going to get to my office, switch on the computer, and then I'm going to do those things I need to do, and then I'm going to contact those people. And then it goes from those I am statements, it goes into, it's like the I am drops out, the you drops out, and you get a list of things. It's like, go onto Facebook, do this, go to YouTube, do that, go and do this, make that video, go to the garage, do this and this and this and this. And what you're doing is you're making direct suggestions to your unconscious mind, and you're building a video, you're building a cinema in your mind of what you want to achieve tomorrow. All right? So you're actually seeing yourself making incremental steps towards achieving what you want. So towards feeling that you're beautiful, towards having that experience of really beautiful, of great health, towards actually living in a much nicer property. You follow? And so then, and when you wake up in the morning, and you know, the first thing in your mind, is to follow those instructions you gave to yourself. So you're what you're doing is you're affirming to yourself that what you're doing is working. And each day you run that process and there's an affirmation, there's an acknowledgement. It's like, yeah, this is working. You're making steady progress. Okay, so let's leave it there. Please like the video and share it. And subscribe if you haven't done so. It really helps with the algorithms, so I get better rankings on YouTube. Leave your comments in the box below. You can always contact me from my website if you want to as well. So if you have any questions about this that you would like me to address, feel free to reach out and connect with me. I'd like to do that, and I'll see you next time. And remember to keep on challenging everything for the truth. I've spent my entire life doing that, and I would like to share some of my discoveries with you. Whether you're an atheist or believe in a higher power, my book on God is sure to get you thinking. And part and parcel of spirituality is learning how to work with your unconscious mind, such that you can quieten the mind and get yourself to sleep when you need to. And that includes the ability to banish bad habits like cigarettes, marijuana, alcohol, chocolate, and overeating. And as a foundation to a fulfilling life, I believe everyone needs to learn how to work with their unconscious mind, how to explore deep trance and states of deep meditation. If you want to connect, you can find me on Facebook at Abbey Eagle School of Meditation.